Good evening everyone, and in this video I am going to take the head off that. Yeah, so in the previous video we determined that I've got a valve issue, so the head's going to have to come off. We can inspect the pistons then, see what they're like, and hopefully just get a quick refurb on maybe one or two valves and stick everything back in. Now, in this car, the crossflow is lovely. I've got a lot of space in the engine bay, so that's great. And with the crossflow, there's not actually that much stopping me from taking the head off. So what I'll do first is just, I'm going to undo the manifold, keep the carbs as they are, so none of the settings are going to change on the carbs, which is important with Webers because they're a nightmare. Great, but don't touch them. So just undoing the bolts off there, that whole manifold system will then just pull out, which is excellent, so that can just stay at the side. I'll then take off the exhaust manifold, which is just on little studs, and then underneath the rocker cover, take the rocker arm kit off and then undo the head bolts, and the thing should just come out. I've already drained the water out, so we don't get water flooding everywhere. So I'll get to it, and we should, in no time at all really, have it all taken apart. So what time is it now? About 8:30. So let's see how long it takes. Okay, so cylinder head's off, and you can see the sort of damage on here. As you can see there, the valve has been nicking away at the side of where the exhaust valve sort of goes into the piston, and it's been nibbling away at the edge of that. Now luckily there's not a lot of metal knocking about. I've checked the cylinder walls and the wall looks absolutely fine, so from a bottom end perspective I've got away with that. On the actual head, see, this is a sort of underneath, so we know it's number 3, but around the seat looks a little bit worn away, but I don't know if it'll show on camera. In between, I'm pretty certain I can see a crack across the inlet and exhaust, and also it's cracked into the spark plug housing. I'll have to get it tested, but I'm sure I can see a crack on that, so it might be game over for the cylinder head, which is exactly the same as my last head, which I've still got on the floor, which is like a big piece of scrap. But I can't remember which one it was on here. It was one of the ports, so that down there, it's actually been marked, but that had split as well. So I'm not having much luck with cylinder heads basically. So I'm just going to send it off. They'll strip it down, crack test it, see what the issue is. But yeah, I think cylinder head is game over. That's everything for this video. Next video will be the sort of information on what's actually wrong with the head, and then hopefully I can afford to rebuild it soon, and then it'll be starting to put the engine back together. Probably have to end up getting it dynoed somewhere, because if the head's getting replaced, it's a new head, so it might flow differently. Bit of a headache actually, but wait for the next episode. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you soon.